Yoinks! And away!
Megadeth is part of the big four, you know, that kind of thing. You've got Metallica, sort of Metallica, and then you've got Megadeth, you've got Anthrax and Slayer, considered the big four of metal. And thrash metal at that. You had to be fast, you had to be good, you had to have stamina, you had to know your time, you know, the way that I've just explained it, you know, because one of the most defining sort of techniques or compositional techniques of thrash metal is that use of the aforementioned time. You know, you start slow, you build up, bang, you're off, you know, sort of thing, you know, and you know, that it's like a roller coaster ride, really, you know, sort of thing. For my students, I often bring up Metallica's Disposable Heroes off the Master of Puppets album, because that's just a beautiful exercise in up and down, half time, cut time, normal time, you know, all this sort of, it just goes all over the place. And the whole pulse is still there, you know, sort of thing. But I'm not talking about Metallica, because Dave Mustaine was sacked from Metallica because he was drinking and gambling and doing all sorts of different things and doing lots of funny business. And he is quite the angry young ginger, aren't we all? Anyway, and basically what it is Mustaine got essentially fired from Metallica for essentially all of the aforementioned, you know. He was quite, he wasn't a nice guy to be around and all that. Anyway, there you go. And his quote was, "I wanted to exact revenge on Metallica for sacking me," and that's, you know, that's a famous kind of feud, if you like. Killing is my business, and business is good. You got to do the evil laugh, because there is one on one of the tracks. On the title track, it's evil laughter at the end and all that. And then the second album is Peace Sells, but who's buying? And there you go. When I had a listen, Markus, to Killing Is My Business, the first track there was Last Rites, Love to Death. And I've got two types of cut time for you. You see, what happens is that when you're dealing with, say, just good old punk, holiday in Cambodia, so that's a bit of a punk thing there, and he does that. Then there's the metal punk. We've been in, what's that, Rawhide? It was a heavy metal Rawhide, I think. So that's what it is. Daddy left home when I was 3. And then what you got to use your double kick. And then you've got all sorts of different things with the double kick there. So there's odd sock cam down below there, which I'll put up later on. As always, I'm doing it live to camera, live without a net, as they say. So if I screw up big time. Hey, you see.
Where's the kaboom?
That's right. If I do it, where's the kaboom? So what happens when you're doing double kick? What often happens when you're doing blast beats and that kind of stuff there, you need to frame it into your different things. You know, like, are you going to frame it into the aforementioned quavers, semi-quavers even, and all this sort of biz? When I'm doing this, they're sextuplets, really. Or fast triplets, but in cut time, you know, it works. Now, I've talked about cut time in the past, and of all the lessons I have to give, it's probably the most mathematical of definitions, I suppose, in music, in the sense that with cut time, cut common time, what you're doing is taking the notes and halving the value. So crotchets become quavers and all this. So what starts to happen, jazz by definition is sort of it's really cut time. Okay? 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. This is what would happen if James Brown was playing for Megadeth. Get on up, you dirty bastard! 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 Shannon Boom Tish, if you're watching, there you go. And I haven't got that on my head. I didn't study that. I did that the other week. Anyway, but what happens is when we're when we're working on Love to Death and all that, there's a wonderful little thing because it mixes between the punk cut time, if you will. I'm popping, hang on. There you go. Chest, test. And then it goes. Like that. But then it goes, Markus, into a little 7/8. And there's a, like that. So, bing. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I know. Gina Lolla Breezy, Gina Lolla Breezy, Gina Lolla Breezy. There you go. It goes into a little bit of a 7 thing with the riff, you see. So it mixes between cut time and 7/8. Anyway, I'm out of here. I'm probably going to go off and have a bit and all that stuff. And thank you for watching. I've sort of gone overtime at my usual kind of overtime time and all that, and told that tonight's whole show is about time. And thank you all for watching, hey? Fantastic. Here we go. I'm off. Take care. Oh. And oh. And away! There we go.
And away.